finally in my zone. All my niggas getting cheese like it's provolone. They ain't with us out the bottom, so they'll never know. Even through trial and error, gotta keep yourself composed. Feel like me, little bitch, I'm chasing all my dreams. I couldn't.
Yes, we welcome out to another video on the Big Steph channel. And we're here after Arsenal's 1-0 defeat to Bayern at the Allianz Arena. We're unfortunately out of the UEFA Champions League at the quarterfinal stage. And I'm here with John again. John, firstly, tell me about going into the game, your feelings, your anticipations. What was it like going into this massive game for Arsenal?
So for me, it was really about, this is a midweek game. This is a Champions League match. This is the final Champions League match. For me, the things that are going to make the difference in the game are not going to be who plays better tactically. It's going to be who has more heart and who has more desire. I did think we were at a slight disadvantage in this game. We were playing at the Allianz. We were playing in Bayern's home turf. We didn't have the same experience. Mikel has never done this before. And so I was very curious to see how this was going to go. I gave it like a 50% shot we were going to win it. And, 50% we didn't win it. So there you go.
Yeah. It's a tough one to take, especially thought first half was a KJ affair. You saw the evenness in the game. And you saw the evenness throughout the whole 90 minutes. And it came down to just that one lapse of concentration in the box from one of our players of the season, Declan Rice. Honestly, it was just a tough one to take. You touched on the Champions League. They gave us a 50-50 chance today. How would you sum up the whole entire Champions League campaign in a whole?
Oh, it was great. The Champions League campaign has been a real game changer for Arsenal. This will change a lot of things. This will change our transfer market. This will change our business strategy. This will change the fan base. This will change our odds going into next year. There's no doubt about the benefits of this Champions League. But as I was explaining to the two of you, I think I've been an Arsenal fan since I was 7 years old, and I've watched this team go through the invincible years. I've seen this team go through many Champions Leagues. I remember when this team made it to the Champions League final against Barcelona in 2006. The big difference between Arsene Wenger and Mikel Arteta that Arteta has not figured out yet is the heart. At some times, you can do everything, you can prepare for everything, you can think about every contingency. But if you don't have the heart, it's really hard to win these games.
You don't think the boys and the manager himself showed heart today? That's what you're probably trying to say?
I think that they show a lot of effort, and I think that they show an immense amount of tenacity. I think where they really struggle is the ability to play and get over the nerves and the challenges of playing big matches. And that is what they have to figure out how to do next season. They cannot croak under big matches. That is the difference maker.
I see your point, John, but I don't think we did that today. I thought today was more so of a case where it was a KJ affair. Both managers honestly didn't want to take risks. And if we're being honest, Bayern didn't play that well. If we're being honest, Bayern took the chance that they created, do the lapse mistake. But I think it was a game that didn't need much emotion. What I do agree with you is that bit of impetus today, I thought we lacked it, especially going a goal down. After we went a goal down, we didn't see that drive forward from the team. I thought we missed that second half, especially after the goal went in.
Yeah.
But fair play to your point.
One of the clearest ways to be able to show kind of where the two teams were lacking today is that second goal. So the second goal by Kimmich, first goal. So the first goal by Kimmich, the ball should have left the 20-yard box. It shouldn't have gone in the net. The difference maker was that Kimmich came up from all the way at the 30 and headed the ball into the net. In no chances that you saw today from Arsenal did you see them really try to take a stab at it. There were maybe one or two where we came extremely close. But there's no chance in the game where I was like, man, we really went out there and really put our excuse my language, our ass on the line and really tried to get that ball in.
And you think that's down to the manager, players? What do you think that's down to?
Down to the manager. I think this is an Arteta problem. The Arteta problem is that when you're in these big games, you've got to be able to make the transition between the tactics and thinking very logically and thinking very tactically and thinking about areas where you can inspire heart and you can inspire tenacity and determination. And that goal that Kimmich had, the one goal that made a difference, was that. It was where he literally came up and took a chance and scored it in. And those are the types of goals that we need to win these types of games.
I can't fault your point there, especially on that goal when you break it down like that. But John, we must take it on the chin. Champions League is now over for us. Onto the Premier League. We're 2 points behind City. A lot of people have counted us out, especially after today's game. A lot of people think our season is over. Today for a lot of people was the season-defining game. For you, going into our next game against Wolves, what would you like to see differently? And do you still think Arsenal can win this Premier League title?
So we have to win Wolves. We have to win. We have to beat Wolves. If we don't, or if we draw Wolves, we're dying. It's kind of similar situation to West Ham last season. I think that where we can make a difference is if we can show up in these big games and really put City to the test at the end of the season, at the end of the Premier League. Like, basically the way that NBC has been able to set this up is to kind of make the run-in almost like an NBA or an NFL playoff, where like essentially they want these three teams to be neck and neck at the end of the season. And to be honest, there's a great chance that could happen, but it's really up to Arsenal to put them in that position. And if we see them wobble or we see them really kind of capture, I mean, I see a total scenario where we end up losing to Wolves or drawing Wolves, and then we crush Chelsea and we beat Tottenham and we still don't win the league. So for us to actually win the league, it's going to take us actually really winning in decisive fashion the next couple of games and really differentiating us and putting City to the test at the end of the season. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Thank you for your opinion. Brilliant analysis
you want
there.
My probability of how much we win the league?
I was just about to say that. Probability of winning the league.
Probability of winning the league right now is probably about 60%. Here's why. If Arsenal can win all of its games and put City to the test, 2 points is really not a lot.
If they draw, we win, we get back on top.
Exactly. And the other thing is that there's precedent for this happening before. When City first won in 2012, that QPR game where they came down to the wire against Manchester United was a game where they were differentiated by 2 points. And that is what changed the dynamic, was that last day game. We also have a precedent of 1989 where Liverpool and Arsenal were neck and neck, and Liverpool won because of a miraculous goal at the end of that game. So the reality is there is a precedent for us to really make this season into something great. We just have to maintain the course. So 60%, I say, 40%, it's, if we somehow drop points or just don't do well against Wolves, it's over. But we've got a 60% chance. There is a precedent for us winning at the end of the season, but we've got to stay the course.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much for believing.
Yeah.
And I'll catch you guys on the next episode of the Big Stuff Channel.